at Pechanga Resort Casino.
Oh, what a beautiful day it is because, of course, we got Lakers basketball. And guess who they got tonight? The Oklahoma City Thunder. That's right. OKC makes his way to Crypto.com Arena. It should be a good one. But, of course, Lakers are coming off a win against the Golden State Warriors without Luka Doncic in the lineup. Luke Kennard's first game, how did he look with the Lakers? And then, of course, the Lakers now signing Kobe Buffkin to a standard contract. What does that mean? The Lakers miss out on a potential buyout candidate. We got to get into all of that. And of course, I hope you guys had a beautiful weekend. Watch the Super Bowl, of course. I know it wasn't really that highly anticipated, but now we can shift our real attention and focus to see what the Lakers are going to be doing for the rest of this season. Deondre Hawkins here with another edition of Lakers Talk Daily presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. You can play a perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, the official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. Skip the traffic. Head on over to Pechanga Resort Casino just off the I-15 in Temecula. Visit pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations and for more information. Damn. Oh, by the way, I saw Dodgers for life in there. Let me show you something, Dodgers for life. Right here. You said Team Rui? That's right, baby. Got Team Rui right here. That is right. Greg Bergman, Team Rui. We got Team Rui in the chat. You better put some respect on his name. That brother is out there balling right now. But to start off with the Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. When you talk about a game that started off really, really slow, both teams could not find any rhythm offensively. Nothing but three-point shots after three-point shots, clank, missed. Teams weren't able to get out in transition. It was a lot of sloppy basketball, a lot of turnovers, and it was a real defensive-minded game. The score at the end of the first quarter was legit 21-20. Normally, when we watch games in the NBA today, scores in the first quarter are 40 plus. So it was kind of different to see a basketball game going down like that as far as on the defensive end of the floor. Again, teams weren't really getting the rhythm. Teams were really Golden State wasn't shooting the ball well. The Los Angeles Lakers were not shooting the ball well. And we're trying to see who can go out there and provide any sort of offense for the Lakers. Credit to the Golden State Warriors with Stephen Curry out. They played hard. And they had guys in there filling it up as far as their role players. And they have a lot of guys in and out of the rotation. And then once again, the Lakers struggle to find who can be the go-to scorer. Because remember, Luka Doncic being out, who is their first quarter scorer? Luka Doncic. He's the one that gets this team going right from the start. So you knew it was going to be a game that you're going to have to rely on Austin Reeves and LeBron James. And then where else are you going to get that scoring from? And that's where Rui Hachimura came into play for the Lakers in that game against the Golden State Warriors. But once again, they just keep on finding ways to win. And that's what we have to put our eyes and attention on, is that the Lakers are still finding ways to win these types of basketball games. And that is a good thing to see. It was good to actually see them play defense. It was good to actually see them keep guys in front, forcing turnovers. That's something that the Lakers need to understand, that they want to have any success for this season. They're going to have to defend the basketball. I really want to stop with this damn narrative of Lakers can just outscore teams. Because I'm telling you right now, when it comes into the postseason and you have to zero in and you have to really lock in on that end of the floor, you have to play defense. Remember what happened with them against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Lakers, when they got into a shooting slump, it bit them really hard because the Timberwolves were able to exploit the mismatches. They were able to go at Austin Reeves. They were able to go at one of the other weaker defenders on the Lakers team. And that's what is going to be the problem. Teams are going to try to exploit the Lakers when you start to zero in come postseason time. So why not work on different adjustments? Why not work on different types of defensive sets? Why not try to work on that right now when you have the time to fix any little error? But also, that's to start off with guys getting healthy. So Luka Doncic is being out. He most likely will be out tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder. What does that mean going forward for the rest of this week? We got the All-Star break coming up. The NBA All-Star weekend is coming up this weekend. So with that being said, should Luka Doncic finish out this week and should he try to come out and play? No. Me personally, just finish, just go out there, get the hamstring tightness, get it 100% right, and be ready to come back after the All-Star break. The Lakers cannot afford any more injuries. The injury bug has hit this team hard. And it's surprising to me how well they've been able to stay afloat with a lot of guys being in and out of the lineup. LeBron being out early out in the season. Then you go back to Luka being out, and then Austin Reeves being out. So then it was Luka and LeBron. And then to, okay, we finally got all three guys back. And then it's back to, okay, now it's Luka out again. That's now LeBron and AR. And AR, now he is in a minutes restriction. It's just so many different scenarios that has been thrown at these Lakers team when the injury bug has hit this team really hard. And you know what? I know we're real critical about the Lakers, as we should, because we only expect what? Championship expectations. I know that narrative has kind of died down a little bit as we've seen these recent couple of seasons. We're only just building and building towards the right direction with Luka Doncic. I also saw a report coming out that Mark Walter and the Guggenheim Group is already looking forward into finding the right staffs to surround and be in this Lakers front office. They already said that they want to imitate what they do for the Los Angeles Dodgers and translate that into the Los Angeles Lakers. So that is already a good sign and something good to hear going forward for the rest of the season and for the foreseeable future. But the fact that the Lakers are sitting at 32-19, got the All-Star break coming up, and then knowing that a lot of guys been in and out of the lineup, that is a good thing to see. And we always got to keep our mind on that and understand that, okay, how are they going to keep on progressing and going forward? Okay, so now, after the trade deadline, you got Luke Kennard, and we see what his first game was looking like. You know that your flaws have been three-point shooting. And just to get a dive into this with Luke Kennard, that man needs to stop passing up certain shots. There is a reason why Luke Kennard is shooting literally 50% from the three-point line. It's because he has the green light. It's because he knocks it down consistently. So if I'm Luke Kennard, why in the hell am I hesitating? I know the Warriors did a good job of closing out, and it's his first game in the Lakers uniform, so he's still trying to get in the rhythm. He's still trying to understand the spacing. He still understand where the right spots he needs to be at when the ball's in LeBron or Austin Reeves' hand. But when you see him, and he took that first shot attempt on that left wing and literally shot it with no hesitation, and literally that ball did not touch anything but the net. Warriors called a timeout because that's a blown assignment for the Golden State Warriors. And then all of a sudden, you look at how it went down for the rest of the game. Luke Kennard struggled defensively. He wasn't able to kind of keep guys in front, and that's the thing that we have to look at when it comes with Luke Kennard being in this Lakers team. Is he going to be able to defend? Is he going to be able to keep guys in front? Because Luke Kennard, if you get blown by, then all of a sudden the whole defense gets disrupted. And that has been the storyline with this Lakers team. But they also knew what they were getting themselves into, knowing that Luke Kennard is not really a good defender. But if you can't defend the basketball, and you can't make the right rotations, and you can't try to keep guys in front, then you know what you got to be doing. If you're Luke Kennard, you better be scoring the rock really, really efficiently. You better be out there shooting the rock. There's no need for him to be hesitant. There's a reason why his attempts have been low. And I don't know if it's a reason because he was with Atlanta and that they really weren't able to find him in a certain offense. Atlanta has done a lot of trades and a lot of moves. So I don't know if that comes into play. But if I'm Luke Kennard, and I got to get a little bit into JJ Redick as far as maybe draw some more stuff up, because I remember that play visibly in the second half. They're coming off of a timeout. The Warriors end up scoring, but the Lakers came down and they ran a great play. Luke Kennard got a screen, came off of it, wide open in the corner, and what happens? Not even without a doubt, I was like, that shot is going in, and it was a knockdown three. So we look at that and how Luke Kennard can help the Lakers out, not hurt him, help him, is that's what he can do. His ability to shoot the rock, his ability to help the Lakers out when it comes to three-point efficiency. He's going to help their numbers out tremendously. My only concern with him is him being able to stay on the court because of his defense. And that's what worries me with him. Other than that, I thought his first game, I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty good. I know there's a couple of possessions he's got to work on defensively, and he's got to be there be better and moving to the right spot and beating his guys on the defensive end of the floor. I do want to see him with ultimate green light and not hesitating whatsoever. That's going to come into play. That's going to work out. Remember, Luka Doncic is out of lineup. So now you throw in Luke Kennard, and we're supposed to have this expectation that's going to be Kennard, Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron, and of course the other different rotational units that JJ Redick is going to go throw out there. But now we're going to take another step back, figure out some more, finish this week off strong, and see how the Lakers can add Luke Kennard in certain situations in order to help this team. And I know JJ Redick and his staff is going to do a good job to put him only in the right scenarios. But if you're not shooting a rock and you cannot defend, you're only hurting this team. You better be able to score. And that's what the Lakers acquired Luke Kennard for. So that's what I'm going to touch on with that. As far as everyone else, and we look at this Lakers team and how they've been playing, Maxi Kleber, we have to talk about him. And I'm tired of the DeAndre Ayton narrative. I'm tired of going after him every single game. I'm tired of sitting there asking, why can't he do the little things? Why can't he rebound? Why is he not rolling hard to the basket? Why is he only engaged when the ball in his hands? I'm tired of doing all that stuff because I'm going to shift my energy to someone like Maxi Kleber who is impacting in ways to win, diving on the floor, rebounding, defending, second chance opportunities, running the lanes hard, being physical. He's impacting the game in a winning ways that does not necessarily show up on the stat sheet. And so you're going to look into going out to the rest of the season, and JJ Redick is going to have to make a decision. Okay, am I going to play someone who has a higher ceiling as far as the offensive end of the floor and DeAndre Ayton? But if he doesn't have the ball in his hands, if he's not engaged offensively, he only hurts his team on certain aspects of the game? Or am I going to trust a guy like Maxi Kleber who might not give me much offensively? He might not put the ball on the floor. He might not roll that hard to the basket if you ideal situation for Luka Doncic because you always want to have a pick and roll guy. But I know what I'm going to get as far as energy, effort, rebounding, hustling, running the lanes. Look at those things. Five things I legit was able to count on my fingers in the little spurts that Maxi Kleber has played, and it only helped this team out. He's leading the team in plus and plus minuses. He has one of the highest plus minuses on the team. I'm not big on those metrics, but there's a reason why it's high and the reason why it's really impactful because he's doing the most impactful things that do not show up on the stat sheet. So we look at what JJ Redick and the lineup is going to be and what they're going to do. And that's going to be one of those biggest questions going in for the rest of the season is if DeAndre Ayton can do those things, what happened? You got a seat right next to me on the end of the bench. And we are going to find other ways to help this team out and win as far as in the big man role. And that's what the decision-making is going to come into play. But it's good to see the Lakers stacking up another win. It's good to see them go out there and close the game out, right? They're winning games. They're winning games that they should be. And we all have to keep in mind that this Lakers team is winning games with a lot of injury bugs. And so that's what we have to talk about. But it starts a new week, and the schedule only gets more difficult. The Thunder tonight, then they got a back-to-back against the San Antonio Spurs, and I do believe the Lakers got the Dallas Mavericks before heading into the All-Star break. We'll talk about that. Right after that, my partners at Pachanga give you guys a quick word.
At Pachanga Resort Casino, you can rock and roll, sip and slide, twist and shout. Play your perfect combination at Pachanga Resort Casino, official Indian gaming sponsor of the Lakers.
What is going on? Welcome back to Lakers Talk Daily. The Los Angeles Lakers are taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And as we expect, this is going to be another game to see where the Lakers are at. We always compare them to the Oklahoma City Thunder. We always compare them to see what kind of guys are they missing, who's going to be in the lineup, as far as the matchups and stuff. Do the Lakers match up well with the Thunder? If the game is close, if the Lakers do beat the Thunder, do they actually have enough to beat a team like them? This is the night. I understand the Oklahoma City Thunder are potentially going to be without SGA. Lakers are going to be without Luka Doncic. The Thunder might have Jalen Williams. They got Lou Jens Dort. They got Isaiah Hartenstein. They got Chet Holmgren. They still have a complete team. They still got guys out there that play. They still got guys out there who win games. Remember, Oklahoma City had Jalen Williams, their co-star next to Shai Gilgeous. He was out, and they were still able to win games. Remember, they were out there, they're winning and going 20. They were winning 20, and they went 20-0 to start the season off. Damn near. They were not losing games, and they always were finding ways to win because they were a lot of guys in and out the lineup. So now you look at the Lakers, knowing that they don't have SGA, but knowing that Lakers don't have Luka Doncic, what are you going to do? What's the matchup going to be like? Are you going to actually go out there and compete? Can you keep this game close? We understand the atmosphere. We understand how it's going to be rolling. And this is a way to see where the Lakers are at. If the Lakers get blown out, okay. We understand. This is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're fresh off a championship. The Lakers are still not there yet. They're a couple pieces away. But if the Lakers do keep this close, I'm not saying that they're going to go out there and potentially beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game series. But we do got to start to kind of keep our eyes on, be like, okay, maybe this Lakers team does have enough. Maybe they do have enough to compete when it comes to a 7-game series. Remember, the storyline with this team is they can score with any of the best in this league. The Lakers offense related to what can the Lakers do defensively. And we have to be excited for a game like this because we get another true test. Not only against the game tonight against Oklahoma City Thunder, but then guess what? You follow it right back up against the San Antonio Spurs, who are rolling. So now you got two matchups that we can actually have a real eye tester on before heading into the All-Star break. And this is a good thing for JJ Redick and this Lakers team because they can go ahead and go into the All-Star break and have a clear mind that what they really need to work on the second half. I don't think we need to keep our eye on and a guy like that was trying to keep the 15th man rotation. Sign him to a standard 10. Something that's a good. I like Kobe Buck. You know, said to me, and this move right here, that's what it absolutely said to me, is that Lakers are not interested in the buyout market. Lakers are not interested in doing anything like that. All their attention is going to be for the foreseeable future. Whew. I ain't gonna lie, your boy already sweating, man. It's kind of hot in here. I'm on a roll. I am on a roll. When I see you guys in the YouTube chat, I hope the stream is not bad. I hope everything is working out. Appreciate you guys tuning in. But once again, I'm excited to see this game tonight against Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm excited to see what the Lakers are going to do. I'm going to see them go out there and compete, see what they are able to do against Oklahoma City Thunder team, who, again, best team in the NBA. And this is something that is going to be a good eye tester for against the Thunder, against the San Antonio Spurs. But with that being said, to close the show out, we only got a couple minutes left. I would like to bring in my guys. Graham Metzger, my guy John Martin, see what they got today. What's going on, my guy?
Deondre, great stuff, bro. Want to let you know, as always, shout out to the YouTube chat. We threw up a poll in there talking about Luka. Should he be playing in these next few games before the break? 81% of our votes said to rest him, which is interesting to me because, look, if the Lakers could get a win against either the Thunder or the Spurs, maybe even both before the All-Star break, that feels like some fantastic momentum to me.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think rushing Luka Doncic into the lineup. I know, I get it. The impact of this game against the Thunder and the Spurs can mean a lot, but I just don't feel like adding in Luka Doncic right now with that hamstring injury because we've seen the frustration of him going out the lineup. Correct? We've seen him going to the locker room, kicking the press, the table, and all that stuff, walking to the locker room, and the Lakers already been hit enough with the injury bug. Correct? So why need to keep on adding more to it, if that makes sense? Rest, just take this week off. Just take the week off, go into the All-Star break afterwards, and then be all ready to go. Be fully healthy. That's all we're asking because the Lakers haven't really been fully healthy throughout this entire season. And I know there's comments made that he could potentially play against the Spurs tomorrow or he finishes off against Dallas. But we look at it, and there's what, 3 games going into the All-Star break? What need to do that? I mean, just be fully healthy after the All-Star break is my personal opinion.
I see what you're saying, and look, I'm excited for the second half, but today I wanna talk about this guy right here.
Okay.
And Deondre, you gotta forgive me. I'm usually optimistic. I'm gonna be devil's advocate today. I'm gonna show you how Lakers fans are feeling about this, all right? Because we've seen this exact story before a million times, man. The Lakers go get a sharpshooter. You look at his numbers from, shooting 3-point. He's close to making half of his 3-pointers. Why does it feel like I've seen this with Wesley Matthews before? Why does it feel like I've seen this with Malik Beasley before? And DeAndre, I know he won a championship. You got to forgive me, but I feel like we've seen this with Danny Green before. So I'm being very negative. I promise I'm not really like this, but DeAndre, tell me, why should I be optimistic this time that is going to go any different for the Lakers getting their laser that we all say they need so bad, but all of a sudden under the bright lights of LA Lakers, not the Clippers, because we've seen them do it there. Why should it be different this time, DeAndre?
Man, that is a really good question. And that is a really good comparison between the Green
I hate
Ranger.
to say it, man. And I know he hit some big shots, but we would have won that 2020 ship in 5 games if he hits that one top of the key.
Oh, trust me. I know a lot of Lakers fans grew a lot of frustration with Danny Green. But you know what made Danny Green great, though? Because I know offensively he was struggling, but he was able to defend. He was able to keep guys in front. That's why. What did the Lakers win most of their games off of? Dwight Howard. I know we're going into that 2020 bubble team. That's fine. We can get right into it.
I love to.
But think about it. Like, JaVale McGee rim protected. Dwight Howard rim protected. Then you pair them two up with Anthony Davis. All of a sudden, it makes it harder for teams to get into the paint. But you also know what helped out? Those big men that have to be extra as far as in the rim protecting. They had, Avery Bradley. They had Danny Green. So they were able to have guys that necessarily did not need, that they didn't really need to exert most of the energy on the offensive end of the floor. Danny Green was a guy that we remember. He was also able to defend the rock. So I think that's why the slack with him kind of died down because he provided a lot more on the defensive end of the floor as well. Now, as far as Malik Beasley was able to play himself out of the lineup because he wasn't able to defend either. I mean, and he was being really, really inconsistent. And when he was coming to the game, and he would jack him up. And I mean, there would be some moments like, that's not really a good shot selection, okay? I don't know if that's something that they were trying to draw up essentially in that play. There's moments where Malik Beasley would have moments like, oh, he's on a heater. But majority of the games were like, And you see come playoff time, come all that stuff, that he wasn't really able to play. Now, the reason why you have to stay optimistic with Luke Kennard is because I know numbers showed for Danny Green. I know numbers showed for Malik Beasley. And I forgot that you mentioned Wesley Matthews. Wesley
Yeah,
Matthews
man.
he's on the other he was on I believe he was on the older side of
He
his
was.
career at that point. So expectations for him wasn't really that much for me personally. But the reason why you must remain optimistic for Luke Kennard, again, because we only got one sample of him in one game.
Yep.
And when his shot was going up, it was, oh, damn. That was a good look. And he was knocking him down. And the great thing was he actually moved really well without the basketball. When there's moments where they'll catch it on the wing and he's sitting there in the three-point line, that's what I've been wanting to see, is that we always see guys standing. And when they were clogging them up on the three-point line, he was able to move without it, cut to the basket. He was making offhand layups. He was getting to the basket off a nice little two-hand, off of one floaters, moving without the basketball. But him doing that, what else does that create? It creates movement. You start to see some moves with this Lakers team. So that's why I'm kind of more optimistic with Luke Kennard, because you kind of see him able to move in certain spots to only help this Lakers team offensively. Defensively is going to be the main issue. And I just hope that he can somewhat be a little more consistent on the end of the floor. It's a lot to ask. But that's why I say remain optimistic with Luke Kennard, because JJ Redick is only going to draw up some stuff to put him in the right spots to get his shot off. And he's not forcing things. That's another thing I have to keep in mind. He doesn't force shots. And that's rather have someone that doesn't force shots. And I know he can be more aggressive. But Malik Beasley, Danny Green, they sometimes kind of force the issue a little bit.
Definitely.
But Luke Kennard doesn't really force that much. That's all I got to say.
I love that, and this is why we tune into LTD Live with you, Deondre, because we're getting the X and O's. We're talking about that off-ball movement, and like I said, I just had to be devil's advocate. I actually think it's going to work out all right, but that's what the people be saying. Lakers fans, we kind of been, set to expect that when we go and get someone that's going to knock down the three, they don't come and do it. But, Deondre, I'll pass it back to you. We're hoping for the best, and
for sure,
keep cooking tonight.
By the way, someone in the YouTube chat, Jay Detail, D-Hawk sweating. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I was sweating. It got real hot up in here. Because you want to know why I was sweating? Because your boy was cooking. That's why I was sweating. But also, I'm going to read a couple more up before we finish this episode out, because it's been a good one. Adam Hurley says Kennard's been a laser his whole career. None of the other guys have. Correct. Luke Kennard has been a laser, and numbers have shown, which is a test to, I hope that he's able to be a little more aggressive and not too passive, because Lakers acquired him for a reason, to help them on the three-point line. And then I'm going to read another one that Adam Hurley said, as far as, is Austin going to start again because he needs to? If we really, really want to get into that, just real quick, the Lakers actually did a good job. Austin Reeves coming off the bench against the Sixers game. Then we see another one ahead coming off the bench against the Golden State Warriors. And I know it's not going to be – this is only short term. Austin Reeves is definitely going to be in the starting lineup again. They're still trying to get him ramped up. But once again, do you see him coming off the bench and the spark that it gives? Him getting 31, 33 points in a span of what, less than 25 minutes? Come on, man. And then what he's able to do off the bench against the Golden State Warriors, like, they're still finding ways to impact him on the floor coming off the bench. I don't believe you need to rush him back into the starting lineup and play him this workload of minutes. Remember, everything that Lakers are doing right now, as far as Austin Reeves and sending Luka Doncic out, it's a plan. It's to get them fully healthy, because you're going to need those guys come the second half of the season. So I don't see him starting tonight against Oklahoma City Thunder. He might, though. It might be something that JJ Redick changes up coming into a game time decision. But as of right now, seeing him off the bench, it's not hurting his team. It's actually helping them still. So that's what we got to see. And Rui Hachimura coming off the bench has been a much-needed spark. And I'm so glad that he's one of those that buys in to what the team has in store. Defense is still the issue. I see another one in the YouTube chat. Defense is still the main issue with the Lakers. It's going to be the main issue with the Lakers come the rest of the season. If they're able to find ways to pick up on the end of the floor by keep on switching up defensive assignments, keep on switching up defensive sets, it might be something that the Lakers can have that can separate them a little bit more into being better. I'm not saying they're going to be great, a little better on the defensive end of the floor. Appreciate you guys in the YouTube chat. You guys gave some good stuff. Lakers, Thunder tonight. They will be without SGA. Lakers will be without Luka Doncic. What can the Lakers do? Can they defend? Are they able to stick around and beat a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder? Another good eye tester for us. Then they got the San Antonio Spurs tomorrow. But for myself, And the guys in the back, Grant Metzger, my guy John Martin, you guys in the YouTube chat, very, very grateful and appreciative of you guys always tuning in to Lakers Talk Daily. But as always, I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow. We out.